Hello, welcome again. We are solving GATE 2022 Aerospace Engineering paper. Question number 11 is for the state of stress as shown in the figure, what is the orientation of plane with maximum shear stress with respect to the x-axis? So this is the schematic diagram. 80 MPa compressive, 20 MPa compressive, 30 MPa clockwise, sorry counterclockwise, this is clockwise. Option A 45 degree, option B minus 45 degree, option C 22.5 degree, option D minus 22.5 degree. So this is the schematic and 80 MPa, 20 MPa, 30 MPa. Okay. So this 80 MPa stress is negative, so it is OA. Let us be drawn as OA. Okay. And the shear stress on this plane is 30 MPa, so it is positive. Okay, and similarly this is a 20 MPa, 20 MPa, and shear stress is 30 MPa, so 30 MPa. Okay, so joining B and D, and it will cut the horizontal plane at E, taking E as center and EB or ED as radius, try more 0, that is more 0. So ED represents plane AB, CB represents plane CD, or direction Y, or this is direction X. Okay, now this is your direction X. This is these are the, this one is the plane of maximum shear stress, and this is also plane of maximum shear stress. So first of all, finding out this 2 theta angle. So 2 theta angle is CD by CE. Okay, so CD is your CD or minus 30 because this is shear stress, and this is also your OE is your minus 50. This is 80, and this is 20, and this is minus 50, and CE will be your OE minus OC, or this will be your 1. Sorry, this is your minus 30, and so this will be minus 30 by minus 30, that is 1. So this angle can be 45, or this can be 130 or 360 minus 45. Okay, so theta comes out as 22.5. So this angle is 45. So this is your maximum shear stress plane. This is also maximum shear stress plane. So this angle becomes 45 minus sorry 90 minus 2 theta, that is 45, that is 45. So this angle will also be 22.5, and as this is in negative direction, so answer is minus 22.5. So option D is the right answer. So this is your negative direction, okay, and this angle is minus 22.5. Okay, next, let VTAS be the true air speed of an aircraft flying at a certain altitude where the density of air is rho, and VEAS be the equivalent airspeed. If rho naught is the density of air at sea level, what is the ratio of VTAS divided by VEAS equal to? Option A rho by rho naught, option B rho naught by rho, option C root rho naught by rho, option D root rho by rho naught. Okay, so we know that the true speed is root 2 rho naught P naught minus P divided by rho, and the that second is equivalent air speed is root 2 P naught minus P by rho s, where rho s is the density at sea level and this is the density of air at an altitude. So VTAS by VEAS is equal to root rho s by rho, or rho naught by rho. So option C is the right answer. Next, Cm alpha variation for a certain aircraft is shown in the figure. Which of one of the following statement is true for this aircraft? So this is your Cm coefficient moment, and this is alpha, and we have to choose right statement. Option A, the aircraft can trim at positive alpha and it is stable. Option B, the aircraft can trim at positive alpha but it is unstable. Option C, The aircraft can trim at negative alpha but and it is stable. Option D, the aircraft can trim at negative alpha but it is stable. So aircraft is stable when dCm by d alpha is negative. So as alpha is increasing, Cm is also increasing, so it is not stable. Okay. So with the increase in alpha, the Cm is acting in this direction. Cm is also increasing, and alpha is also increasing. So it should decrease. So it will trim at positive alpha. Next, which of the following statement is our true across oblique shock in an adiabatic condition? Over the edge shown below. M is greater than 1, this is oblique shock, wedge. Okay, this is your wedge, this is the oblique shock. Option A, total pressure decreases. Option B, Mach number based on velocity tangential to shock decreases. Option C, total temperature remains constant. Option D, Mach number based on velocity tangential to shock remains same, and that based on velocity normal to shock decreases. So across the oblique wave, the total across this shock, the across any shock, the total pressure decreases. Okay, so that statement is correct. The total temperature remains constant, stagnation temperature remains constant, that C is also correct. Okay, now this is your shock direction. Okay, and shock direction, so this is the tangential to shock. Okay, tangential to shock, the Mach number is decreasing because shock is occurring. Okay, and this is your shock wave. Okay, this is shock wave direction, this is shock direction. Okay, so we have to take the shock direction because here no shock wave is given. Okay, only the shock is given. So shock direction is this, shock wave direction is this. Okay, and normal to shock, the Mach number remains same. Tangential to this shock wave or normal to this shock, the Mach number remains same because no shock is occurring in this direction and shock is occurring in this direction. Okay, so answer is option A. Okay, so answer is A, B and C. That option D is incorrect because here the Mach number based on the velocity tangential to shock remains same. Here the velocity decreases. Okay, so answer is A, B and C. Next, which of the following statement is are true with regard to Gupta condition for flow past airfoil? Option A, it is utilized to determine the circulation on an airfoil. Option B, it is applicable only to airfoil with sharp leading edge. Option C, the trailing edge of an airfoil is a stagnation point. Option D, the flow leaves the trailing edge smoothly. So A, B and D are correct. This is your thin airfoil, and here we can see that this is a cups type because both curves are meeting at same point. This is your finite angle type. So at the trailing edge, the stagnation point occurs when there is finite angle, and the cups type, the stagnation point doesn't occur, and flow leaves the trailing edge smoothly. And third point is for the conditions are for given airfoil at a given angle of attack, the value of circulation around the airfoil is such that the flow leaves the tail smoothly. If the trailing edge of the is finite, then the trailing edge is a stagnation point. If it is finite, then it is stagnation point. Otherwise, it is not stagnation point. If the trailing edge is curved type, then it is not stagnation point. Okay, and it is applicable only to airfoil with sharp trailing edge. So answer